actually hear it. There we go.
All right, we're just gonna jump in. Legend.
Everyone sees you bump it up, Mark. That's good.
So what's the difference in Legend, real quick? It's
So in general, tactically, it's most of the difficulty spike is just there's more enemies on maps. There's some like slight adjustments to stats and stuff as well, and the AI is not shackled by anything, and they're just they're out to kill you. But in the strategy game, it's actually we made some effort to make the game longer on Legend. So researches and building facilities and stuff takes a lot longer. So you end up doing a lot more missions, and you have to kind of deal with not being able to tech up as quickly. And deal with like the new aliens showing up. So it makes for a much more strenuous and kind of war of
times and things like that.
Kind of a war of attrition style thing.
Do you want to get rid of beginner VO as well? Or
Yeah, sure.
Just in case.
All right.
We don't need to get taught how to play the game.
That's right.
Yeah,
One of the the first things I wrote when I started PC Gamer a couple years ago is I interviewed a YouTuber who finished the first XCOM on Impossible Iron Man without losing anyone the whole run. A guy named Zamalf, and it was almost accidental. He kind of got to the end, and he's like, "Oh yeah, didn't lose anybody the whole run."
Oh, weird. I guess I was just so good.
I'm curious to see what he does with XCOM 2.
So I've played, I think I'm about like 15 hours into this now, XCOM 2, and I've really been enjoying it. I think, like, we ran a piece back when me and Sean Prescott individually went and got demos of it while he's in Australia, and basically just described it as more of the same but better and bigger, which I think is a pretty apt description. It seems like you guys took the stance of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and just kind of like refined and made everything sharper on top of that.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt about that at all. I think as Marcus started here, I mean, just to answer that, the team did a fantastic job of recognizing we were very humbled by the response to Enemy Unknown. We didn't want to shake up the formula too much with when you see classic, squad-based combat. XCOM has these core elements that you do not want to change. You don't want there to be a mix-up to the things that worked with the two-action system and all the soldier abilities against the alien abilities. Of course, the synergy with strategy. But then they looked at areas where they could really inject something that feels very fresh. An example of that is this concealment system that you can see now that Mark is going through. And it really not only fits the thematic well and the motif of the game, which is you're an underground resistance, the aliens don't know you exist, the tables have turned, but it also changes things mechanically, which is more important, and it makes the game itself feel different without completely reinventing the wheel. So as you can see now, in Enemy Unknown, Mark is doing things like dashing. That would have been blasphemous in Enemy Unknown to just dash out into the fog of war. But you can do that now in XCOM 2.
I feel the comments just like
What are you doing?
Yeah.
physically.
It's okay, people. Trust us. When you play it, you can do this. And what Mark is doing now is looking to set up one of his first ambushes. Ambushing is a new subsystem in XCOM 2. You can see enemies now patrol, and they don't know you're there, so you can get the jump on them.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, like you said, that it feels like more or the same, but like more. And I think there's a lot of that. Like it aesthetically, besides like the obvious like fidelity upgrade, it kind of looks like EU. But when you really get to playing it, there's like a lot of the way you play has changed a lot with Concealment and kind of the randomness of the strategy game. So it's like it looks and feels kind of the same, but then like when you're playing it, it also has this like completely new feeling to it, which we worked pretty hard to do. So
yeah, I really like the concealment at the beginning. For those of you who are familiar with XCOM 1, now you start in this concealed mode and you can look around, and it helps the first few turns not be just like super slow, like you were saying, because there was always that thing in XCOM 1 where as soon as you started, you just kind of like, you didn't want to move, right? You never wanted to move.
I'll just wait until they come to me.
Yeah. But seeing the patrol move around there, it's always super stressful when you're in concealment and there's like aliens moving on patrol, because I'm like if you see now that person, one of your soldiers is one square away from just being revealed in concealment there, and so it still got that tension, I guess.
It does, and in classic XCOM fashion, there is still that risk reward, even though you feel somewhat comfortable right now in the position Mark's in. if he waits another turn to try to get a better angle or to try to move someone else into line of sight, they can patrol towards you, and then you're revealed, and your whole plan is squashed.
Yeah.
I think you're about to trigger it here, Mark?
Yeah.
So you're throwing a frag grenade to hit all 3 of them at once?
Yeah, so on Legend they have 4 health, so it's not guaranteed to kill him, but I have a couple guys in Overwatch, then another guy to kind of deal with if things don't work out, which
Gotcha.
could probably happen. Oh, but yes, we're going loud. Oh, 3.
So it hit 3 damage on all of the
Great.
4 health guys.
Yeah. Cool.
If things go well, you can still clean this up nicely.
And I know it's kind of the podcast audience is going to lose a little bit of this conversation, but the game does look very nice. Like XCOM 1 was never a bad-looking game, but you guys have... Are you in the same engine as before?
We are. We're on the same engine. It's modified of the UE3. However, we really took that engine and torqued the hell out of it. The team, the art team, and the graphics engineering team said, we want to level up the visuals of this game. And when you look at these screenshots side by side, when you look at the fidelity of the character models, the lighting system has completely changed. It's now physically based rendering, which is a very, very popular new way to go in the gaming industry. It allows for dynamic lighting. The levels are procedural, so it's very important to have things rendering this way, because you can get this same map, but maybe it'll be nighttime with rain, and we didn't have that on Enemy Unknown. Everything was fixed. Every time you went to that graveyard map or that museum map, it was locked to night with the same exact thing. So you sort of get this inkling as you play through the game that, wow, everything is so much more dynamic, and it changes as you play through.
And to people asking questions in the chat, I'm going to try to grab a few of them here and there, but we will have a dedicated Q&A portion at the end of the demo. So if I miss your question, just hold tight till then.
For those of you who didn't notice a minute ago, as he was moving in to close to the alien to deliver that killing shot, there was definitely some oh shit grimacing happening
I was
here.
like, man, I hope I don't reveal somebody else, because I look real dumb on stream, which is, whatever. But, yeah, so that was only like an 85% chance, but my other shot was like 50-something, so...
And you're using all rookies right now, right? Because this is the first mission?
Yeah, very
so
first mission, so, you don't have, like, a ton of options. You gotta kind of maximize, like, it's 25% shot. So you want to really utilize grenades, and I think God, these are not great shots, so I think I'm going to Overwatch.
Out of curiosity, you just skipped over a 46 and a 45%. What's your like lower limit on taking shots?
It kind of, since they're all like at the edge of it depends on like where they are in comparison to your squad, but I'll take a 40 something. I mean, it's not actually that bad of a chance, and Overwatch does have an aim penalty, so sitting there and overwatching sometimes isn't actually the best. Even though, as I'm doing it with like every unit, it's not actually the best option sometimes.
Well, it's a question of desperation, right? Like, you don't need to take those shots right now,
Right.
but you might next turn.
Yep, he's still in total control.
I'm fairly sure, since we're on the hardest difficulty, that there's another group of enemies that could just kind of walk into me as well. So.
Yeah, do they patrol even in the Fog of War?
Yeah.
So you could just have like a bunch of guys walk up into this fight.
Yeah, it's it still has the tension that you had with the patrols. They're not all just static sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire Tornado 12 actually asks, have you guys revealed all of the special types of aliens yet, outside of the game, that is? Or is there still some left to be surprised?
We have not revealed everything.
Okay.
We've revealed a lot. If you're following, there's more enemies than Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within, and they're all pretty crazy.
Oh my.
Did you?
Hey,
all right, there you go.
I was like,
got one.
You missed four.
Look at this amazing camera where they just miss every shot.
Yeah, that was 4 Overwatches,
Yeah.
only 1 hit.
It happens.
Did the first guy shoot this little stand here in the environment, this object?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they, I think it has some holographic thing, but yeah, when you shoot through it, it does a cool distortion effect.
Okay, so he could have hit the alien through that, he just missed.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell if
particular
that
one is
blocked him,
holographic.
yeah.
Obviously,
but we still have really, we doubled down on destruction as well. So if you miss shots, go into cars, or especially when you get the advent weaponry they have magnetic weapons, so they'll set cars on fire, and floors will catch on fire. So you have to deal with kind of the environment crumbling around you, which is cool.
Yeah, I had a mission once where we were taking over this, or trying to claim this.
Just out of range.
Claim this
XCOM.
there was a supply convoy over like a train, and we were trying to basically protect as many of these supply crates as we could while killing all the aliens around them. And one of my soldiers on an Overwatch shot through a supply crate to hit somebody and just blew it up. And I was like, well, thanks a lot, man. Like, good shot.
Yeah. Sometimes they pull those off.
So I don't really have a great player. This guy's on Overwatch, so I need to. I could be just more reckless.
You could, Mark, but I understand you are trying to uphold your integrity right now.
Yeah, I gotta show Garth how to play here.
Yes.
Hey, if you fail in a daring way, then it's okay if you fail.
You know what?
That's my motto. Go out in a blaze of glory if you're going to go out.
I will say, Mark, and Mark, I'll give you the disclaimer. This is not how Mark normally plays, but we want to make this a little entertaining. All right, why'd you do that, Mark? Why the hell did you do that?
That guy is very dead.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Garth whispered in my ear, so
And now another guy's
All right, this is when the cascade effect can start to happen.
kill
But
him.
here, you might redeem yourself.
No.
He'll kill him, miss.
No.
So he's marked too, so he takes extra. He's easier to hit, right?
Yeah, so the officers can they'll point at you, and it will make the other soldiers as well shoot at you more, and they get kind of an aim buff. So
I assume rookies still like panic pretty easily and freak out when their friends get shot.
Not the hardiest of soldiers.
But there's the specialist has a basic. It's their first ability, right? Is the one that they can use this kind of robotic drone to calm people down and remove the panic.
That's a sergeant ability, I think.
You get it pretty early on,
It's early,
regardless.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you're right.
missed
It can remove
67%.
a variety of disables.
Yeah, how am I missing these?
Yeah,
shots?
things are.
This seems exactly like XCOM to me. 67% shot
so
and
this
miss
guy,
it.
This is a case where like he doesn't have a grenade. 45. It's.
I think you got the flank though.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boom.
5 damage.
Oh, and he dropped some loot, so we'll want to pick that up. It works similar to kind of how Meld worked, but it's more dynamic. Like guys will actually drop it, and you don't know who's gonna drop it.
Yeah, and the loot drops are new, and I really like that because it makes you, there is a sectoid.
So that the officer actually fell back and kind of joined up with his buddies. So a neat little AI thing happening.
Yeah, they will run away if they start feeling overwhelmed and getting some reinforcements, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it was so intimidating my play that they had to run away.
But the looting you were talking about, yeah, it's awesome because you pick it up. It's not just a resource like Meld to buy stuff. It's actually tangible things you can slap on your weapons to make them better, make your weapons feel unique, give your soldiers specific stat boosts, and also get other things that can improve the strategy game like Elerium cores and data pads to get intel.
But one of the things I liked about them as well is that they usually are in places you don't want to go, and they kind of force you to go somewhere on the map in 3 turns or it'll disappear. They force you to go somewhere on the map that you would otherwise just never put your soldiers. Like this position, because that guy dropped back, is actually not super hard to get to. But a lot of the time you kill somebody in the enemy line and you can't risk getting that item.
It's always an interesting decision. You hit it spot on. Like you want to go and get that stuff, but you have to make that risk-reward decision. Do you want to go there? Uh-oh. So this is the first alien you encounter. It's the sectoid, and he can mind control you. Mind control,
which he just did.
Mind control was one of the ultimate alien abilities in Enemy Unknown that you got from the last enemy in the game. So it's just a sense of the sort of teeth we wanted to put on XCOM 2 to make that one of the first things. And he doesn't always mind control you. He might panic you, but it is always a possibility.
What determines like the success chance on that? Is it 100%? Is it based on range?
So he actually does an ability called Mind Spin, where it's it kind of rolls on your soldier's will, and it can have it can just disorient them, it can panic them, but if they roll really well, which apparently did, you can get mind control.
And if your soldier is a rookie with probably pretty bad will.
Yeah. So okay.
Mark, you got this.
I got it.
Don't worry that I only lost 1 guy on my last mission. We'll see if you lose 2.
What difficulty are you playing on?
This is true. I played Commander, and Mark, who is the Legend designer and implementer, is playing Legend.
Okay, did I Overwatch? This guy's not on Overwatch, right? No, I took a shot with that guy.
Once again, just to reiterate, we are playing on the hardest difficulty setting not Iron Man, but Iron Man only really affects your saves, and so since we're just playing a short game, it's irrelevant if we're playing Iron Man.
Hey, Mark, can you tell us about your holiday and your time with your family? And
just trying to stress him out, just put more pressure on him.
No, XCOM. It's true too. Like, this is obviously you're constantly analyzing dozens of decisions at one time, exactly where you want to move. It's a very difficult game to
now
play
Mark
and talk.
He's looking at like all the different cover options you can take to try to get at the sectoid.
Because you're facing down an officer.
This guy's Overwatch.
Yeah, an Overwatched officer. So even if you move, you get shot.
So and this guy, and I flanked, and this guy didn't die from the time I shot him. So.
And you only have one shot in your gun left.
Do you have a grenade you can hit?
You do have a grenade.
I think I want to try to break this cover and see if I can kill it with the other guy.
Can you hit both of them with a grenade?
I don't think it's
going to be slightly out of range, but you might be able to take out his cover. No.
This is I think the only path to success here. 4, pretty good.
So you rolled high. That's good.
So he should be flanked from.
And if you kill that sectoid, the mind control ends.
You got it.
Okay.
So that is the goal.
You'd think being hit with a grenade might disrupt your ability to mind control someone a little bit.
Not a sectoid.
Not a sectoid.
Not a sectoid.
Yeah. But
if you go up onto
Mark,
that step,
before you
get
move,
the bonus, like an aim bonus.
You do get height bonus, not from that range.
Gotcha.
It has to be higher. It has to be a building.
It is full
floor.
cover, so I think I want to do that. And the officer can't see me. Yeah, so you can. There's a little reticle which shows you if you can see them from that tile.
Gotcha.
See next to this.
So I don't want the officer. Oh, he saw me. I didn't look at all the time.
He caught a glimpse of you.
Oh, no. He died.
Oh no.
All right.
This might be a quick one.
So it's XCOM 2.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hold on, I still have some faith.
Oh boy.
No, maybe not. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, he's reloading. Okay.
So you basically have one more chance now.
Yes.
Oh, he's gonna res. Yes.
All right. Yes, that's good.
Okay. So
that's actually good.
So the sectoid is resurrecting a dead soldier to fight for him, which will also go away if you kill him.
Yeah.
That's right. You have a chance here.
Unless this guy kills me.
Yeah. If he misses.
He'll definitely miss, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he destroyed the sectoid's
Yes.
cover, so actually that was a best case
Right.
scenario.
He's kind of a good guy. I like him.
So your soldiers are fighting against you, and their soldiers are fighting against them, and it's all working. It's
That's
balancing
right.
out.
Are there
You never know what's going to happen in XCOM 2.
Are there some disgruntled aliens you can get on your side? Just like have really crappy jobs and want to fight for humanity.
I
like that.
hate my boss. So,
81% chance to hit.
so I do 3 to 5.
You need to
but
do
I have
4.
a 40% crit.
Okay.
I mean, it'll definitely work.
You
out.
got this.
It's
This will
fine.
work out.
Look at this guy.
Oh, nice. You got the crit.
Crit.
You got the crit, and now you get your buddy
This guy
back.
should be back.
He should be able to
That
take
guy
out
goes down.
the last Advent
The
trooper.
corpse of your other buddy goes away.
Yeah. Thankfully, he was mind controlled and he reloaded for me.
So are you still on? That guy's still on Overwatch though, right?
Yeah. So and he's not in the best position right now.
No, he's not.
Oh man,
I can.
this is a tough call. What's your? You probably have a
gonna
low percent against the trooper right now. Yeah.
46.
You can
think-
flank him, but you're gonna get shot at.
Yeah. And as we've seen, you might die.
So you have a few cover opportunities here, but almost all of them are going to put you in sight of the guy who's on Overwatch.
Yeah, I think if I move straight back, it's hard to see when he's this far away. But that means he's probably too far away. But I'm gonna, what is it, control? Yeah, I'm gonna waypoint so I actually go exactly on these spots. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
And you flanked. That was.
So you specifically decided you didn't let the pathing do it for you.
Yeah. So the pathing is like waypointing is a really cool feature, especially if you want to, take a path through like acid or something, because the pathing is really good about avoiding those things automatically. So
Yeah.
a lot of times you don't find yourself using it, but in certain situations it's like really helpful. Oh,
And you
yes.
got him.
Beautiful.
That's another crit.
So there's just that officer on Overwatch, and both your guys are in cover.
The tables are turned, just like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought you were gonna lose right there. I thought we were gonna be restarting
Nah,
this.
he's
It
immediately.
was
good.
all a
He's
ploy. This guy
Oh,
is
no.
just.
Unless there's some more dudes back there.
I hope that's not the case. This guy. Oh, I have to reload.
I mean, that's one of the other systems we probably won't see on this first mission, but there can be reinforcements at any time, and not just reinforcements patrolling, the reinforcements that fly in.
Nice.
Oh
shot.
man,
Nice
you
hit.
got the officer for 5.
That was at range too.
yeah.
And you removed Overwatch.
Removed
That was
when they
perfect.
take damage, which is... Was that an EU? I don't know if it was.
Which, removing Overwatch?
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, so...
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
a really
feature,
cool
yeah.
addition.
Let's get up. Okay. 46. That's my grenade situation.
Ooh.
Not quite long
Yeah.
enough.
You can get abilities later in the game to increase your grenade radius, but we don't have that quite yet.
Oh,
got it.
Man!
Final hit.
Coming through.
that was just some RNG manipulation I did.
Oh, and that's all the
magic.
that's
I
all
got
the
everybody.
enemies. So you just have to plant the charges on this monument thing.
That's right.
Yeah, this went surprisingly well, which is...
Mark, that was awesome.
Terrorists
Redemption.
win.
Well done, yeah.
Yeah.
That was expertly done.
But you see, it's like, you get put in these situations, you're like, I gotta take this crazy risk right now. And it's like, because that's the only path to success here, so...
The chat is calling VAC right now. They're,
Oh.
Our very own James Davenport is saying that you're cheating. So
Yeah.
I think you're getting called out right now.
No one could be that lucky.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
edited out right where the stream like feed is. That's where like the dev console came up. So yeah,
It's hidden behind the camera at the bottom there.
9 kills and 2 losses.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There's your two.
One of which got
Two
turned into a
survivors.
zombie.
yeah,
I imagine that guy that got mind controlled is like never gonna be the same.
yeah.
First mission out.
No.
It's like, remember when you took a shot at me, buddy? Actually, I don't know if you even shot, but yeah. So you get all these cool stats now, and you can see, you know, who did the most damage, who your MVPs were, and these kind of general stats for the mission as well.
Dylan is on the path to greatness.
Are those stats only for people who are still alive?
No, you'll see like other guys as well.
Because I think most under fire is definitely the guy who got shot.
The guy that got shot a bunch is probably. We get to see our cool walk up now with the portraits of our fallen comrades.
So we can jump into. We have a video if you go to youtube.com/PCGamer. We have a in-depth video about 15 minutes long, looking all at the character customization, in kind of showing all the options and all that sort of stuff. So feel free to go and check that out. But we can give. It would be nice to do like a little bit of a look at like the character customization now as well,
Yeah. Let's jump
and
into
also
it.
the promotions if you
Let's
wouldn't
promote
mind.
you guys.
Oh, Neil rocked it.
Yeah.
So this is the hero guy I think that didn't get mind controlled.
This is the trooper.
So he's turned into a specialist, which is our kind of evolution of support class. So he starts out with the 8 protocol, which is send your gremlin and give guys a defense boost, but he can kind of go down a mix of these paths of being a medic, where the gremlin will fly around and heal people, or a combat hacker will, zap enemies and hack enemy units and stuff. So I really love this class. It's actually my favorite class, I think.
And it seems like the 2 trees for all 4 of the classes, because the 5th one does not have a tree like that.
Yeah.
The 2 trees for all 4 of the classes that have trees seem to be very differentiated.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's kind of almost 8 classes to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's funny because in multiplayer we divvy it up that way. Like you can be a battle medic, or you can be a combat hacker specialist. So, but they still have a lot of use like in general. So you can definitely cross pollinate from these different paths.
And this guy became a grenadier.
Yep. So they have a more grenade focused and heavy weapons, and then a heavy gunner where he uses his LMG and kind of rips apart armor and can destroy cover with bullets and use a lot of ammo to do some crazy stuff.
And so they were randomly assigned these classes this time because they promoted from rookies in combat. But
Yep.
there is a way now to train a specific rookie into a class,
Yes.
which wasn't available in Enemy Unknown.
Yeah, so you can. So once you get the Guerrilla Tactics School facility, you can spend some time on a rookie to get them, to assign them to a class you want. So obviously it's something that the fans asked for, and we made it. You pay a little bit of time, but it doesn't really affect the balance of the game that much. But we want to give you the option to do that, so you can kind of have your own play style, and we're all about giving you these different ways to play.
Yeah. And I want to talk also about the 4 classes. So there's the Grenadier, which is the heavy gunner and then also can lob grenades. The Specialist has kind of just a regular machine gun and this support drone.
Yep.
You also have the Sharpshooter, which has sniper rifles and like a pistol,
Yep.
right? Like
Yeah.
a revolver. And then finally the ranger, which is the person who has a shotgun and a machete or a sword, basically. Which I really like the melee combat because it's this really great kind of this trade-off of you can hit people from very, very far away for very high damage that's very likely to hit, but also you're putting yourself in a really, really risky position doing it. So it's a really cool kind of risk-reward class. But the thing that's interesting to me is you seem to not have, and then the fifth class, of course, is the Psi Operative, which is psychic abilities, but you guys don't have like just a basic soldier, right? Like the rookie is the closest thing, and I guess kind of the specialist is the closest thing you get to just a generic shooty person.
Grunt.
Yeah, grunt.
I mean, one of the things that I know Jake has talked about a lot in the past, our creative director, is he wants everyone to sort of feel like a soldier. Like everyone can kill. Everyone has a gun, and they can target, and they can shoot, and they can flank, and they can kill. You never want, like for instance, the specialist to feel purely like a medic, that he is only a medic. And he can't kill as well. So I think that soldier vibe you're talking about, we want that inherent in all of our soldier types. They all can fight and kill. I don't know if it.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, and just having classes feel unique and fun to play. It's obviously everyone has the ability to just kind of shooty at aliens.
That's
but
right.
You want it to feel different, and the way you move around these soldiers and what shots you take really depends on their abilities and what weapons they're using.
This guy's giving me some Starship Troopers vibes.
Mark, you should make the craziest character in like 30 seconds that you can, or 60 seconds. Just go wild.
Let me go to the color section.
Yeah, you need colors. Colors.
And we've talked about it a lot. Like I said, we have a YouTube video, but you guys totally went overboard on the character customization in like a very good way, right?
Yeah.
Like the character customization for seeing these characters usually from the top, like very far away, and then occasionally in firing cinematics. The character customization, there's like 103 colors or something like that.
This is one of those examples of you're absolutely right in that we went overboard. That's a good word for it, and we talked about it a lot in pre-production, and we knew we wanted to push this. It's so important to the fabric of XCOM to have connections to your soldiers. But even when the artists were talking about this, and our lead character artist, Chris Sulzbeck, who helped spearhead this, we didn't know that it would be this over the top, where everyone would be loving it and spending so much time here. And we're just so excited about this. And then when you tie that into the character pool, which is sort of this front end option that you have in the game to, if you want to sit down and make your own roster and have these units that persist across playthroughs, assign them as VIPs, assign them as soldiers, dark VIPs, give them personalities. It's something that we want people spending a lot of time in, and then sharing those character pools with their friends. So we're really excited that the team went over the top with it, and you can make stuff like this creation that Mark has put together.
Bandana and cheesy sunglasses really says professional alien killer.
That's right. And and that's actually something I really love too, is it's fun and showy to make something like this that's pretty crazy and cheesy, and you can do that, but you can also make very realistic, badass looking soldiers if that's how you want to play it with your personal narrative. You don't have to sort of go down this route. It's all up to the player. It's pretty cool how robust the props are that the character team made.
Yeah, and you'll get more stuff like at Sergeant, I think.
Yep.
So you'll get more customization options. So you can tattoos, and you can weapon or like armor patterns, and you can choose your personality. This guy's happy-go-lucky right now, so he's happy, kind of bouncing around.
Twitchy is the best.
The first time
awesome,
I played through XCOM, which has very limited customization compared to this, I made all of my soldiers Looney Tunes characters. So I had like Sergeant Leghorn, and since the sniper was like Lola Bunny, and there was
Nice.
I think they may have been the only ones who survived by the end. Like I definitely had Bugs Bunny and like Daffy Duck and stuff in there, and I think they all got murdered pretty early on. But Foghorn Leghorn stuck around for the duration of the run.
It's amazing how you remember that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you hear that from so many players, like they had their MVPs that survived throughout, and I think it's this character system really supports that.
So while we're doing this, by the way, send in your questions. Somebody asked if there's going to be mod support day one. Outright90 asked mod support day one, and that's correct. There's already a thing that says there's already a Steam Workshop button on the launcher, and the game isn't out for a month.
Yeah, team is working hard. Our lead engineer, Ryan McFall, is leading the effort to make sure that mod support will be ready for you guys to start rocking and rolling on day one.
You guys have done a good job of making the character like customization, but I gotta say I'm so excited for whatever modders do to it, right? You're going to get so many pieces of, like, classic armor, like Stormtrooper. I want to, like, time it till there's Stormtrooper armor in this game, because I imagine it's less than a week.
One day.
Yeah.
We shall see.
But the full Star Wars total conversion, when that comes, that would be interesting. Is that going to be doable for people to really just tear the whole game apart?
Absolutely. Again, great efforts have been made. You obviously have to have a bit of development know-how,
Sure.
whether you're a programmer or an artist. But yeah, it'll be much easier than it was on Enemy Unknown.
Would that be the long time ago war mod?
Maybe.
Oh, that's
Freeze
terrible.
frame.
I'm so sorry.
The one thing I'm curious to see if someone can pull off, given the mod support you guys are building into the game, is turning XCOM to the best of their ability into Final Fantasy Tactics. Like,
don't tempt me.
Could you create a melee-focused, version of this game that uses some kind of tactics-esque skill system in place of, the guns that we're used to?
Well, anything is possible. It's funny you mentioned
that's
tactics.
really exciting.
That's one of my personal favorites of all time. I think that's a really, really well done game, and I honestly cannot wait to see. We know there's going to be some pretty cool total conversions.
Yeah. So much of the game is in the script code, which we're making available. That it's really exciting to see what people do with it.
That's like I love XCOM on PC, but my like strategy RPG first love was definitely like Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem games.
Yep.
Sure.
And there's still nothing quite like those on the PC.
Yeah.
It's just it's very similar to XCOM in the moment to moment gameplay, but it's just twisted a little bit with the the level up systems work differently.
Yeah,
the abilities work a little differently, and man, I want
The
one of those
connected
games.
pieces are a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's perfect for the PC, and we don't have them. It makes me sad. So maybe XCOM can just become that as well and be everything.
I'm with you, man.
So I've seen two things in the chat and in our own comments on PCGamer.com as well. One school of thought complaining that the game, or at least XCOM Enemy Unknown, was the kind of optimal way of playing was to really, really slowly creep forward in Overwatch.
Yes.
And asking if you guys have done anything to sort of solve that. And then the other thing, when they learned that in this game some missions have turn timers, immediately go, turn timers will break the game, what are you doing? So can you guys talk a little bit about like what the decision to have some missions be timed, like why you did that, and then also like I guess on missions that you don't do that for, like, are you worried at all by the just overwatching every turn sort of strategy?
I think in general the solutions kind of work together. Like when there's turn timers, we usually start you off in Concealment, which allows you to move further and kind of, move up more aggressively. And there's really not a benefit to overwatching like that. And with the timer, it's actually kind of a decrement because you have to deal with the enemies in between you and the objective before you get there. It is concerned. The timers actually are used to kind of encourage this more risky play, and that's kind of the general theme of XCOM is like you take risks and you reward it, or if you played badly or
that's right,
something happened. And
I mean, as someone who just has played the hell out of the game with the team, I am 1,000% confident to give it a fair shake, play it, and I think people will be pleased with it. I mean, one of the goals that design had when we kicked off the project was to have more mission variety and have it be built into the procedural nature of the game, the systemic nature of the game. And tying that together with the Resistance theme, it made sense to sort of have these time pressures, like Mark was saying, and not just be kill all aliens every single map. We still have those on some maps. You have these supply raid missions where you can sort of play more, take your time, do the little leapfrog Overwatch if you want. But you have, again, this sustained feeling that is right for this product, for going into these missions. They have timers. It makes sense because you have to get in and get out. You have to get to the intel. You have to hack this workstation before Advent gets here or finds out. It all works. And I think encouraging new styles of play is a good thing in a sequel. People will discover new ways to play.
Maybe we can show off a little bit of the base as well.
Yeah.
And real quick, a question I can answer easily. TCL 9000 asks, can we designate soldiers to be promoted into certain classes? Yes, you can. There's a facility that you can build in your base that allows you to specifically train a soldier, but it takes like something like 4 days or something like that, and then they'll become a specific thing.
Yeah. So definitely, like we said before, something we want to give. Something you can opt into if you really wanted certain guys to be.
There are mechs. I see a lot of things being mechs. There are mechs. There's no mech class,
right?
But there are mechs you can fight.
And I will say,
I'm not sure which way that question was asking.
I will drop a bombshell. There are mechs you can control.
Oh man.
I like mechs.
When you hack, yeah.
When you hack. Oh, come on. That's fair, right? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
So this is our research. Dr. Tigan's the new lead researcher, if you're unaware.
So can you jump to the globe as well?
Yeah.
Because the bridge and the globe is something that I like the way you guys have changed it, but it's also like really frantically it's hectic as hell. Like this game is you've always had too much to do in XCOM, right? There's always one more thing that you need to do than you can, but like seeing it all pinpointed on a globe, having to jump from thing to thing is like really, it's stressful.
This doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
This is
fine.
This is a nice, serene starting point.
Yeah.
What
Mark.
are you talking about?
Does it stay like this,
Just
Mark?
spin for a little bit. We'll see, man.
Yeah, so I mean, we try to kind of ramp you up into that kind of complexity. We don't want to throw that all at you, but he's right. Like once you start making contact with our regions and your kind of resistance network is growing, and then they'll pop up rumors that you can go scan, and then there'll be alien facilities that you want to go destroy. So there's all these things you want to do and things that is happening to you. So you have to do.
I was just gonna start scanning.
Yeah.
Someone asks, can you mod the world map?
Yeah.
You said that so casually.
You can
Just anything.
potentially.
We're going to Mars.
Siri asks, how long is the campaign on legend difficulty? Like, how long do you think it would take you if you were an experienced player playing on the hardest difficulty?
I don't know an exact number. So the regular campaign is comparable to EW length, and legend is kind of like 1.5 to twice as long as that. So I'm not sure. If that helps answer your question.
Yeah. No.
I have seen playthroughs internally where someone can do it again EW length, and then even on standard difficulty, it was about double that. They were playing 50, 60 plus missions because they were just choosing to not go down the critical path at that point. So
Yeah.
and it's even more open than Enemy Unknown when you look at the balance between the narrative stuff you do relative to the more systemic stuff.
So what else have you guys got left? The game comes out in a month. What are you working on right now in leading up towards that?
Well,
the game comes out in a month. No pressure.
Oh God.
Less than, actually.
What? We didn't know that.
We gotta go.
Yes,
now.
we're leaving. Mark, pull up code. So the team is working hard on polishing, fixing bugs, continuing to make the game as good as possible. After that, we are going to start transitioning into post-release content that we've actually announced and talked about. We want to have some pretty robust optional post-release content for fans if they want to keep playing more. I mean, one of the things that we wanted to do with this game is make it more replayable, encourage you to go back in, and we want to give you more goodies. And so we're going to have a heavy character customization drop pretty close after launch. This is an incredible lineup, by the way, speaking of character customization.
This slate is just like, what is...
Our artists right now are loving this color palette that you chose.
We do this to them every time.
I know.
They can make these beautiful, realistic characters, and we're like, oh!
And they're so cool about it, too. They're like, whatever.
2 random rookies and 2 guys in bright blue outfits with
like
bright green and yellow
my lime green heart gun?
Yeah.
The 2 in the front seem a little uncomfortable. With,
I know.
With the
Look at them. They're like, what
squad.
the hell am I doing here with them?
They're the rookies. This is hazing.
Yeah, these guys, I think these guys are both
hazing.
twitchy, and he's like laid back, and he's happy-go-lucky.
I do love the idea that you can make your stealth guy like bright orange and bright green as they go into concealment.
Yeah. They'll never see him come.
Yeah, that's right. But so there is going to be a huge character customization drop, and then we're going to have 2 separate gameplay-driven packs after that that we're going to be talking about details soon. But we're going to start ramping up for that after we hit Street.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at the way a lot of really big publishers handled their AAA games on PC, mod support isn't as common these days, partially for the risk, which I can understand, that why would somebody want to buy the next game if they can just mod the hell out of this one and do all their own stuff in it? You guys obviously are not taking that approach. So is post-release stuff going to be kind of the way you hope to keep keeping XCOM 2 viable for you as a studio? If you let people mod it and say we put out an expansion a year from now or something, is that how you hope that people just keep playing the game and keep buying stuff?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think just, as far as mod support goes, we're kind of in favor of, doing the best by our fan base and players. So it's really all a positive. Like the Long War mod generated so much positive, energy for and kind of extended the life of XCOM EU and EW. So I think it's all positive, and I think we're confident enough. Like if we do post-release content, that we're able to create something unique that will shake up the game in ways that our fans and players will really enjoy. So.
Perfectly said. It's all about the relationship with the fans. Ultimately, that's what's most important. That's what we all truly believe in. It's a testament to our publisher for supporting that, because you're right. That is not that common to have this level of support from a publisher for something like this. But they are totally on board, and they want to support it as well. So it's pretty awesome.
Cool. Well, we love to see that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to have that sort of support. And you guys are making like all of the scripting and all of the
and there's like 50
assets
gigs of assets.
Yeah, it's a huge amount available. Well, this is when we'd usually end the stream. Do you think if you have the time, we could do another mission? But it's on you guys.
Ooh.
Put you on the spot here.
I think we have time. We're not getting a dirty look. So, Mark, you want to do another
all right,
one?
let's go one more
All
mission.
right.
You're all kitted out now, so this one will definitely go better. Yeah.
Way better.
We can't
The color theme might scare away your opposition.
We can't end the show on a 2 people dead, 1 mind control.
Ooh, that's right. You're gonna go flawless this time, Mark?
Repeat performance.
I'm telling you though, we want some entertainment, so it's okay. It's okay if you make some risky moves.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't make the rookies just red shirts, though. That's usually what I do with my rookies, is I just put them in a red body armor and then nothing, don't customize them at all until they
dooming them to die.
Yeah.
Why am I wearing this? Don't worry about it.
That guy with the bandana and the orange sunglasses.
He's just like, I know what we're about. I don't need to hear this briefing.
It takes class to wear 2 bandanas as your outfit.
Oh, yeah.
One on the head, one on the mouth.
He just kind of went to Costco and bought too many bandanas, I think.
So in this mission, the goal is to hack a computer, right?
Yep. So this is one of our guerrilla ops. So this will be actually one with the timer. We got to get into the computer and hack it before this timer runs out. We're on a small town, I think. Then it's in kind of an Arctic biome because we're up in northern Asia. So the procedural system can handle that kind of stuff. Like it actually looks at where you are on the world map and will put you into kind of a biome that makes sense.
Yeah, Mark worked on that directly, and we haven't talked about that.
It's a really genius system.
It was brilliantly implemented.
It's really what brings the whole game together.
Yeah.
That's right. It totally ties it all together. But we haven't talked about that too much, and it's pretty neat. I mean, when you talk about the different biomes and the procedural system and how it's tied directly to strategy, it's a nice feel. I've actually had some playthroughs where I was in the Arctic and in the Arctic regions, and basically the first third of my game was entirely tundra-based maps. So it's cool for replayability that you might get none of that in your next playthrough.
So you have 8 turns to hack this computer, and if you don't hack the computer before then, you just fail the mission.
Yep, you will fail.
So earlier you were talking about the dynamic lighting, and is that based on the time of day you launch a mission from the map, or is it missions set to a specific time?
No, it's all dynamic. We look at the local time of day based on the timer and the world map is like GMT, and then the local time of day will determine what time the map's at. So, and that'll happen with the landing site of the Avenger as well. That'll be, the biome and the time of day will be dynamic like that.
Got it, moving.
Got it.
I love it. We have more accents and stuff now too. It's great.
Yeah, people were very excited when I did that character customization thing that you could now change the nationality of your soldier.
Yes, change the nationality.
It's funny how something so small, so simple is the thing people get excited about.
Totally. Oh, and these are the Advent Tower, so obviously they can break concealment. These things show up procedurally on the sort of street portions of our procedural maps. You don't know where they're going to be. and you can hack these. Do you have a specialist?
I do. I feel like we have
we should do some gambling, Mark.
So it's kind of tough sometimes when you're at this low level.
Yeah, that's something I noticed as well. Is like the hacking seems like very, very risky until you've leveled up a specialist. Because the way I put it is that when you shoot at someone with a 45% chance to shoot at them, to hit them, the downside of that is that you don't hit them.
Right.
Whereas if you're hacking with a 45% chance to successfully hack, then the downside is everyone on the enemy team gets a defense and aim boost.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well then I would never go for that 45% chance.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that it seems to be a little bit smarter of a payoff as you get leveled up specialists, better gremlins, that sort of stuff. But you can get some really, really cool rewards from the hacking system that can tie to the strategy layer, for instance. I've had scenarios where I was able to jump regions because I got a facility lead. So it was tough to get, but when you do get it, it's this immense sense of payoff.
Yeah, and there's things you can do to, increase your chances of, you get better gremlins, your guys get better. There's ways to just increase your hacking score. So
Can you take a look at it, or does it?
I will look at it, but I'm trying to not die.
So you revealed a couple guys who may patrol in your direction on their turn.
But since you're in concealment, they don't know you're there.
Yeah, so these these red squares are kind of what I have to worry about, and being flanked. So
Now, the pessimist in me sees you walking into a gas station and it gets terrified that the whole thing
could blow up.
Okay.
Destruction, like I said, is very much a thing. But they seem to be patrolling kind of out of my line of sight, which is nice. Oh, so let's just, you know what, we're gonna hack, because for the people, by the people.
That's right.
Going for it.
Infiltrating their system.
We've got a couple questions coming in that we can answer after you try this hack.
I'm sure it's gonna succeed.
This is actually one of the reasons my specialist is one of my favorite classes is because they can do everything from range. They can heal from range, they can hack from range. So you have a 50% chance to get a cache of intel.
Yeah, let me wait the correct amount of seconds to do the RNG manipulation.
Doing some of a
And
speedrun right now.
Yeah.
If you fail this 50-50, enemy reinforcements are called in.
Yeah.
Mark, the choice is clear.
All right.
So let's go for the 20 now. Yeah, I'll definitely get it. Boom.
Oh,
Nice.
you would have gotten that one too. Sorry.
So Intel is kind of like the Geoscape resource, lets you do a lot of stuff on the world map. So that should be, any small advantage you can get, especially on Legend, you might want to go for.
So that wasn't even an advantage in the mission. That was just an advantage for your overall game.
Well, it did remove the
that watchtower thing. Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's a nice.
So that lets you potentially flank these guys who are patrolling, or at least get away from this gas station.
Yeah, so I cannot be by these high explosives.
They want you away from these explosives, Mark.
Yixleet asks, can characters that I create in the character pool be shared with friends, and from there friends send characters back or to people you don't know and that sort of thing?
You can definitely share character pools either through Steam Workshop or the file that we provide, and we'll be providing documentation on exactly how to do that. Whoa. Oh,
what
no,
saw
you're flanked.
You? Oh. Uh-oh.
You guys flanked me.
Yep.
Oh, you get revealed if you're flanked?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
You do. So yes, to answer his question.
All right. Well, now they know where you are, and you're by the gas station.
Well, they're by a gas station.
They are.
As
You
well.
got shot at the.
Will the whole thing go up, though?
I doubt it.
It shouldn't. Hey, why don't you try, Mark? What could go wrong?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So you actually shot that pump?
Yep.
So you have a 100% chance. Like, it'll pop up on your HUD if they are standing by it, so let you shoot at it.
And so that car is now on fire that the gas station was next to.
So that's going to go off.
So that's going to explode too.
Oh, it's gonna go off.
Yes, it will.
And why not? Let's make their day even worse.
Not even going to wait for that car to blow up.
It'll definitely go off. I like some of the lines.
Mark's just getting ahead of it. Oh man, look at that.
You know, it's funny. Right before you did that, someone asked, "Hey, can you shoot at the pumps?" And then
This
we
guy
shot
wasn't
at
in
the
it.
pumps.
I did it too quickly.
You did get the other guy though, but
That guy blew up. We'll definitely get this guy though.
Yeah, he's standing
Making it
flanked.
interesting.
44%. That's actually lower than I would
I
think.
don't
He's
think
still
I think he's
in.
behind.
Yeah,
he's
he still is that pillar
Oh, he's
behind
got
the
that
fire.
cover.
This guy. Did he
He's got him
move?
flanked
I
though.
think this guy.
'Cause-
Yeah, that guy just moved.
Are there any
Got
kind of
revealed.
environmental effects that affect your accuracy, like smoke or fire, for example?
So if you're burning, you get an aim penalty because it's hard to shoot like on fire. I don't know if you ever.
Not quite what I was thinking of, but that makes sense.
But you mean like stuff like blocking your vision and stuff?
Yeah.
Still smoke
grenades
grenades.
still are
Yeah.
a thing.
You can build those if you want to.
I looked at that because I thought it was gonna blow up.
Vitor Fox asks, can we customize soldier or scientists and engineers?
You can through the character pool, yeah.
Cool.
So you can change their face around and stuff, and have ancient Greek heroes, what I usually do, appear as your scientists and stuff.
There's other cool new environmental effects as well, like acid, which can take out floors if it's on rooftops, and the destruction has been increased, so now you can get holes in roofs which we didn't have an enemy unknown, and enemies can fall through and take damage, and it leads to really cool scenarios.
So I got
loot.
Got a weapon upgrade. I don't think we got it last mission. I think someone saw me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh boy.
Another sectoid, another officer. Oh no officer. So that's good at least. And it's interesting how big that 1 health on those basic enemies is on the legendary difficulty, where they're at 4 instead of 3. Because 3 is like, as long as you have a good chance of hitting, you'll kill them, guaranteed.
Yep.
So just even 4 health makes them a significantly more opposing threat.
Yep.
I'm gonna move into cover. I'm gonna aid protocol that guy because he's up front.
Dodge 33 is asking about controller support.
So we don't have anything on the table right now for that, but it's something that we might be looking at in the future.
Cool. And then could you also actually talk about multiplayer a little bit more? Because multiplayer was something I entirely missed in the first XCOM. Like I played a lot of XCOM, but I just kind of never did it.
No, it was totally there. It was fun. It's this sort of ultimate toy box. Nice shot of
manipulation I'm doing.
all the units in the game, and you can sort of make this dream team. You have a point budget to decide who you want to make. Mark did a lot of work on that for actually creating the templates of what these would be, and it's on procedural maps too, as well, which is new to XCOM 2.
And the enemies have I think in general just kind of much crazier abilities than they did. So it really there's all these different combination stuff you can do that it really creates this.
Like this, Mark. What is he doing?
Oh yeah, you can do this in multiplayer.
He's raising the dead, so he has a small army to help him. And I love that the sectoid is the first alien you encounter in the game, and they can raise the dead multiple times to have some followers, and they can also mind control you. It's pretty brutal.
So is the multiplayer 1 player controlling humans, 1 player controlling aliens?
No, you can mix and match whatever you want.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
return to the kind of point space. Yeah, I mean you can do custom matches without point limits or anything, but so you build a squad where you have a point limit and you can choose from aliens and soldiers.
Awesome. Yeah,
I
like
wanna see-
I never played multi in the first XCOM either. So.
I want to see the XCOM 2 esport league going on right there.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
that would be pretty fun.
Do you guys have any ambitions for that, or is it
No,
personal ambitions?
No, not right now. I mean, not right now. It's something that, obviously it's a pretty legit subculture for the games industry. But who knows? Who knows in the future?
People are asking about co-op.
We do not have co-op support, but modding
Gotcha.
is what I say.
Yeah, and I think as a co-op experience, it can still work without just as talking to your friend and choosing what to do. That's kind of a lazy answer.
I like that, Mark. I was going to say
Not
that.
co-op. If you got friends, you can talk to them. I don't know.
Just talk to your friend.
That
you
is,
go.
Obviously that's not full on co-op, but I've had fun playing, strategy games like
You're getting lucky
like-
with the crits now.
like
There's no luck
FTL.
about-
I'm telling you, he did something when you weren't watching.
FTL is a great group game to
Yeah.
put up on a TV and just have people kind of micromanage decisions and that kind of thing. But I could see that being fun in XCOM.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's been some fun group sessions of just watching somebody play, sort of like this, and then you make a game out of it in whatever ways you choose.
Yeah.
Right?
Involving
Yeah.
alcohol in some
We
way.
don't.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, I noticed one of the things that the sergeant, one of the face props that the sergeant unlocks is the cigarette and cigar. And I was
Yes.
like, I wonder if they got in trouble for ratings boards for just having that cigarette and cigar in there. But
No, it was all approved.
so
you gotta have your.
you spent a really, sorry to cut you off, but you
that's
spent 5 turns just creeping up and fighting those guys, and now you only have 3 turns to get to that computer.
Yeah, you played it safe, and it really paid off. You didn't lose any guys. You killed off quite a few aliens, but you're gonna have to hustle now.
But one of the tricks, I guess, is that if once you get the specialist in eye shot of it,
That's right.
you can get the gremlin into it.
Yeah, certain
And you're not too
objectives-
far off.
Yeah, so this is a hacking one, so that's where the gremlin really comes into play.
Yeah.
But some of them, you'll have to just... Some of them are more like wipe out enemies, like Protect Device is just kind of like, don't let them keep shooting it.
Right.
Or, what's another one?
Destroy device,
Destroy Device,
recover
you can shoot
item.
from a distance, and yeah.
Now, with this being the whole mission objective, is there any possibility of failing the hack, or is it just you have to get within range and then you're good?
So you don't... The kind of objective type ones and some like objective doors and stuff are all guaranteed to happen. You still get the choice of the 2 other things, but it's more... There's no like feedback failure effect. They're usually...
It's just a
you
bonus,
get these
basically.
bonuses, yeah. So you want to try to do it with your specialists and stuff anyway, because they'll get the good bonuses, or they'll have a better chance to get them. But yeah, we don't want to. It was kind of a really bad player experience if you could fail like
On the very last
objective,
thing, yeah.
My Boy TV, which is a great name,
My boy.
asks, can you customize your enemies at all, like alien outfits or anything like that?
No.
No, I mean you can create in the character pool. You can create guys that can appear as like. There's missions where you have to take out like dark VIPs, what we call them. So
Gotcha.
Like, you can like knock them out and take them back to base and get intel from them in whatever way.
And that's what you were saying about the character pool, where you can go into the character pool and customize scientists, engineers,
Yes.
people who will be in extraction missions and that sort of thing. But those characters in that pool show up randomly within that.
Yeah, and the Dark VIP is actually a great example of that, because you can create someone that maybe you're not too fond of, for instance, in your real life, and you can designate them as a Dark VIP, and then just naturally they'll show up in your game 10 missions later as someone that you can either choose to assassinate or knock them out and tie them up and take them back to base. So it's pretty satisfying.
Or you could just do that with a member of your squad and then accidentally put them in line of fire.
Yeah. Yes. If
Sure,
you,
sure
if
no
you
one's
choose
ever done that
to.
before.
Man, you got mad at some of your squaddies, haven't you?
There have been some dark incidents in my XCOM past.
There was a character that right before I released this piece about like the customization stuff. I was talking about, oh man,
I shouldn't have moved.
set him off 2 turns before you gotta get there.
I'll be able to get the hack though.
Yeah. And then once you get the hack, the turn timer goes away and you can just kill the aliens.
Wipe up the aliens,
Cool.
yeah.
But I had a guy who, the rule I went through with my playthrough is I couldn't change anybody's face or nationality or gender, just like keep them who they are and then customize everything about them.
Right.
And I had one guy that I absolutely hated. I don't know why, I just hated him. And I customized him, but I could never get him to a point where I liked him. And I just I felt... What?
I'm sorry. Was this an article you wrote or someone wrote?
Yeah.
One of my teammates told me about this, and I was cracking up laughing because you hated this guy's face.
Yeah, I hated his face.
But he became good, right?
Well, he became way too good. He kept getting kills, and it was accidental. He just he was my grenadier, so I had to constantly use grenades to pick little guys off, and he just kept leveling up. And he was super weak too. Every time he got hurt, he would be out for 20 days.
Oh.
Right? He was just so annoying. And then the day before that article came out, he died near the middle of a mission.
Yeah.
And I had this horrifying moment where I was like, I'm a terrible person. I'm not restarting this mission right now. I'm just gonna let him die.
He's actually my best friend.
Yeah,
Think about it.
No, that was the sad thing.
You don't miss him.
anything.
You don't miss
I
him.
was just well, he's gone.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Let it be. It's pretty cool though. When I mean, hearing that from you, that's what this is all about. It's those moments where you talk about with your coworkers and friends, the stories that you created with the combination of the character pool, the character customization, and the mechanics of tactical, that these soldiers truly become your heroes and then become something more than just these little digital avatars. It's very neat to hear that stuff.
So with 1 turn left in the timer, you sent that little drone in to hack the terminal.
Yeah,
and this one you get 100% chance. You don't have to bank on that. But then there's also these added effects that you could get.
Right.
Oh,
look at you!
Barely got that one.
You should have went to CES and gambled with our friend over here.
So that is another one of those things that was outside of the mission, where now all of your scans on the world map are going to take less time for the next month.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
We get a lot of benefits.
So now you just got to deal with 3 enemies left.
Yep.
Yeah, or, well,
Oh,
like 3.5.
Sectoid brought somebody back. That's right. Can you get up on the roof? Would that help you out?
Could.
Overwatch. Can I?
Yeah, you gotta nullify Overwatch unless you want to.
So I have to reload. That's gonna happen. Reload the save. This is screwed. I hate, like, part of me is like, I don't need to take that zombie out. I'm just gonna kill the sectoid.
That's what I always try to do.
Yeah.
If you can move out of the zombie's range with that guy, but you gotta get Overwatch out of the way. Unless you want it to look cool, Mark, and see if you can just dodge the Overwatch.
That worked out really well last
Come
time.
on,
so.
you're doing fine.
JBJ Blaze asked, in all honesty and
Are you
seriousness, I'm wondering why the mouse cursor is so big. That's probably because we're currently playing at 720 for the sake of streaming. So when I play on 1080, my mouse cursor is much more normal sized.
Right.
So if you're noticing a large mouse cursor, it's probably the resolution. There's also Noodlebits asked, how's the AI compared to XCOM Enemy Unknown in predictability and that sort of thing? What'd you guys do to the AI since then?
The AI is pretty awesome. I mean, from my end, the thing that I'm most excited about is the abilities that they can do are way more threatening, way more advanced, and just cooler than what you saw in Enemy Unknown. I mean, when you look at the sectoid in Enemy Unknown, they could do the sort of mind merge ability, and they could shoot their plasma pistol. This sectoid can raise the dead psionically, mind control you, panic you, disorient you. There's so many things that they can do, and like the rest of the game, we really wanted it to be pretty unpredictable, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Each alien has a multitude of different tactics that they can take against you, and a lot of them are disables that can really cripple your squad collectively if you're not careful.
Yeah, there's a lot more like mental effects, right? Like you can be downed and unconscious and just different things like that.
Yeah, environmental effects.
There was
I like it, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, you're okay.
running through the Overwatch,
Oh man.
surviving with
You got
one health.
flanked though. You're good.
I'm not taking a chance with that.
I know, man. You just get rid of those explosives.
So what's cool is
screw
like
blowing
you'll
stuff
get
up.
like ability, like the combat hacker has like an ability where you can do 2 guaranteed damage to start out with, and you'll get weapon upgrades like the stock, which can give you guaranteed damage. So it makes like the tactical puzzles like even more kind of complex as you kind of get further in the game.
I love that grenade
So
throw
you're just
through
gonna
the
shoot
window.
that guy now, though?
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh,
Oh, he dodged
good,
it.
man.
Lucky.
That guy's a hero. Oh, girl, excuse me.
Yeah, you
Is
got
that the-
G.I. Jane there.
Yeah, the shaved head.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going up.
There was we were talking a little bit about how the little things are all, like people always appreciate the little things. Oh, and then she got critted. Okay.
Ouch.
She's like, oh, hero, huh? Oh, she picked up the loot as well, so she dropped it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
And now the other person's
Keep it
panicked.
together, rookies.
Yeah.
I'll shoot that guy. Oh.
Conquered. Uh-oh.
Oh
no.
God.
She better she might not move, but she's panicked, right?
So she just panicked.
So she panicked and moved to this teeming generator that's about to blow up in her face.
Then it caught on fire.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
If you have a protocol, you could. Oh no!
That's
You don't have revive.
affects
Yeah.
aim, yeah.
Yeah.
I
gotta roll.
I gotta take the shot.
Maybe
I
the
guess.
defense
Gotta
would
roll
help
the
her
dice.
survive.
This
But-
went bad really quick.
But we were
It was
talking
going
about
really well, right,
Yeah.
guys? Everybody.
we were talking about little things.
You remember
when,
that?
when you reloaded and moved in the same turn, or
Oh,
the
miss.
chat freaked out. By the way,
Oh yeah. So you used to end your turn, but now you can reload.
Yeah.
just little things will get people excited.
Yes.
So you have to kill that guy, but also, I mean, maybe if you defense protocol the girl next to the explosive canister, maybe
Well,
that's enough.
I don't know if we can decrease the aim of the explosion that's
Oh,
about
is
to
that
kill her.
aim
Yeah.
only?
Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me, I
aim.
thought it was
No,
a defense thing,
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Never
no.
mind.
Look at those hearts.
Oh, 3 damage instead of 4.
And yeah, so this kind of shows just like even the regular Advent dudes can kind of mess you up.
They're brutal.
Yeah, you're just facing 2 basic guys.
So I had to
right?
use a lot
Yeah.
of moves to kind of deal with that sectoid situation, which is another thing that happens. Oh man. Oh.
Oh.
Hit for 3.
This might actually not blow up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But oh my.
Oh, he's panicked now too.
Oh.
he made it to
And he runs
Overwatch.
out the
Through
door.
the fire.
Oh,
You're
he
okay.
missed.
And
You're
he's
okay.
alive.
But he's still panicked.
Oh, I
panicked.
thought he was gonna go next to that
Take a shot,
explosive.
take a
Shoot him.
shot.
Kill him.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Coming through in the panic.
Yeah.
Clutch.
That was all a clever play by me.
Yeah.
When people are panicked, they seem to still do good things. Like there's still like you can't control them, but they move and shoot at enemies rather than like shooting recklessly.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of random what they do, but they'll hunker down and sometimes shoot at enemies. So it's not all like in that case, it's not always bad. But
oh, she's no longer panicked now next to the
She's
explosive
good.
container.
You actually, that worked out all right.
Yeah.
So is that generator
That's a good
going
spot.
to blow up, or
I don't know if this is actually a
Explosive?
thing that blows up. Yeah, that'd be great if it wasn't.
Either way, you got
I
out
can
of it.
move, yeah, I'm gonna go up here, see if I.
That's a nice spot.
So if I finish the mission while this is still timed out, I'll just pick it up
You'll get it.
automatically.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
84.
Got the height bonus.
Might as well be 100.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Yes.
There it is.
Whew.
I think
Mark, you are
Cleaned it up.
Mr. Recovery. I like it.
that's all for the drama, Garth.
Yes.
Only one down, and they were a rookie, and they did their part too. They killed a sectoid, and
Yeah.
good.
Good.
You
You didn't do
Good job.
excellent, but good.
Good rating, yeah,
Garth?
Better than fair.
definitely.
Yeah. So that's XCOM 2.
Yeah, that's the
Well done, Mark.
and just so you know, people watching don't get too nervous. Like if you're playing on for the first time, it's not going to be that hard. It's still really hard if you don't know the kind of meta strategy of where you should be moving and stuff. But if you're new to it, you can play on the lower difficulties and only get your ass kind of kicked.
Yeah, and the Legend, the tutorial is disabled and stuff. And I strongly recommend for both learning the game and the awesome story beats that happen to kind of go through the tutorial your first time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we skipped the tutorial mission, but the tutorial mission the first time you play it is more has story in it. Well, I think that's now all the time we have. We've gone long, and I think it was worth it.
Sweating here.
Yeah, definitely.
God.
This room gets hot. Mark, Garth, thank you very much for joining us, though. It's been a pleasure,
thank you.
guys.
Thank
It's
you
awesome.
for having us.
Thanks for saving that run.
That was a
For having us,
blast.
man.
Yeah, Wes, thanks
Thank
for
you.
sticking around to the
It
end,
was fun.
man. Everyone at home, thank you for watching. If you are watching on YouTube or on listening on iTunes or whatever, thank you very much. We will be back again next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We'll have actually the developers of Hex, Shards of Fate, a digital card game, going to be joining us next week. So come take a look at that. Twitch.tv/PCGamer right here where you are if you're watching it live. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you then. We'll see you next week.